Jesus!
Here's the thing. Just because somebody knows something doesn't mean that they don't need to hear it from the person who hurt them.
Don't, Sophia, don't.
I will never get that from my father. But I'm offering you the opportunity.
The Penguin Episode 8 concludes the new DC series with a significant conclusion, establishing Matt Reeves' The Batman, Part 2, and providing Colin Farrell's Oz Cobb with a darkly satisfying ending and beginning. Oz has been working tirelessly to become the next kingpin of Gotham's criminal underground, as has been evident throughout the entire series. Even if he ultimately achieves this objective by the conclusion of the Penguin Episode 8, Sofia Gigante grabs Francis Cobb at the end of the Penguin Episode 7, and she holds him at the same jazz club where Oz promised his mother the world when he was a youngster following the murders of his brothers. Cobb ultimately gets the crown he has long coveted in the Penguin's climax, which intensifies Oz's battle with Sofia. Francis always knew the truth about Oz and his siblings, according to a flashback. Rex offers to kill Oz, but Francis decides to let him live instead. At Monroe's, Sofia Gigante coerces the whole truth out. Oz intensifies his deception, but Francis breaks the taboo and confesses her affection for her son, stabbing Oz with a broken bottle before having a stroke. Victor encounters Oz after he and Francis flee and take her to the hospital. Sofia meets with gang leaders and offers everything to the first person who can get her Oz before she permanently leaves Gotham. Oz approaches Councilman Hattie at City Hall with a story in which Sofia is held accountable for everything. Before Sofia leaves for the airport, she burns the Falcone mansion in Carmine's watch. There, she encounters the Triads, who own Oz, but Zhao is deceived by his subordinate, who supports Oz. All of the deputies and right hands have turned into new gang leaders who are loyal to Oz, as he reveals as he drives Sofia. Oz departs Sofia beside the river in order to be apprehended and returned to Arkham. Francis is unable to observe or recognize Oz's victory because he is in a vegetative condition. Victor phones Oz's family and praises him. Then Victor is killed by Oz. In a letter to Sofia in Arkham, Selina Kyle affirms that she is her half-sister. Francis has her own room and hospital bed, and Oz walks into his new apartment with an umbrella and a tux. Eve, who is costumed as Penguin's mother, then dances with him. The bat signal illuminates Gotham City as the Penguin finale comes to a close. Having grown tired of playing her father's games, Sofia Falcone decided to play a whole new game, one where the goal was simply to cause Penguin as much agony as he had caused her before leaving Gotham forever. After using former Arkham physician Julian Rush to get Francis to tell her the whole truth about Oz's past, Sofia had Oz brought to Monroe's, where she insisted that he and Francis tell each other the truth about how he killed his brothers. The one who eventually acknowledges her contempt for her son and his actions is Francis, when Oz Cobb continues to deceive despite his mother losing a finger. At the end of the day, Oz and his mother flee Monroe's, and shortly after, Sofia offers the entire Falcone Empire to the first gang to bring her Oz before she leaves the city. Sofia was so close to finding closure and a fresh start in life when she set fire to the Falcone estate before leaving for the airport, but Oz's action gave her the advantage she never could have imagined, just like Sofia who chose to play a new game. Oz Cobb changed the rules as well in the Penguin Episode 8. An idea given to him by his right-hand man, Victor Aguilar, Penguin secretly forges alliances with all the deputies from each of the Gotham gangs. Cobb offered them a shot at making names for themselves by betraying the gang heads and taking control of the operations for themselves, all while pledging loyalty to Penguin himself. This is how Sofia Gigante was caught by surprise when the Triads offered her Oz at the airport, with Link shooting the Dai-Lo phone Zhao. This allowed Oz to offer Sofia Falcone to the police, where she was subsequently arrested and put back in Arkham. Likewise, even Sofia herself admits that she didn't see it coming, though she does make sure Oz knows that she does finally see who Cobb really is, no matter what lies he might tell others. It may seem surprising that Oz ultimately let Sofia live after everything she did. However, it ultimately makes sense considering everything she's still able to do for him alive in Arkham. After all, Oz's entire pitch to Councilman Hattie earlier in the Penguin Episode 8 was all based on Sofia being made to look like the crazy Arkham patient who went on a killing spree, because of an ongoing Falco Maroni turf war. Rather than the fact that the Maronis and Falcones had banded together to target Penguin himself, Sophia has become the ideal scapegoat, taking full responsibility for the Maroni murders, Bliss, the Crown Point explosion, and more. As the new leader of Gotham's underworld, Penguin would have much less heat, and Hattie would look fantastic by playing the villain. Therefore, killing Sophia would have undoubtedly diminished the impact of Penguin and Hattie's made-up story. The young guy who had been Penguin's right hand from the start of the Penguin, Victor Aguilar, is killed by Penguin, who has all the authority and the top seat in Gotham's underworld. Penguin tells Victor that he is a wonderful man with a good heart and apologizes while strangling him. But Oz decided that Victor and he had grown too close. Oz acknowledges that he and Victor have turned into family, but he also acknowledges that family can be both a strength and a weakness, and that now that he has achieved success, he cannot afford to have any flaws. However, it's a very terrible and tragic move on Oz's side at the end of the Penguin's climax. Given everything Victor had done for him, including providing Oz with the notion to bring all the deputies together earlier in the Penguin episode 8. At last, Penguin is king, but the bat signal is lit. Where has Batman been all this time? The bat signal activates as the camera moves outdoors to Gotham City below, where Cobb and Eve are dancing in his new penthouse. Ironically, Eve informs Oz that there are no more obstacles in his path, and shortly after that, the bat signal illuminates. The bat signal being lit does establish a link between the events of the performance and, most likely, the forthcoming events of the Batman, Part 2, even though the Dark Knight was not there for the entire presentation. As a result, it appears that Batman and Penguin will actually combat in the upcoming DC film, which is scheduled for release in 2026. That concludes our review for today, but the discussion is far from over. For more, leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe for more videos. Keep the magic of movies alive until the next time. Signing off from FK Bytes.